the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry has been playing a catalytic harmonization of sales tax, structure and value added taxes. Now, this Chamber of Commerce and Industry, they are the people who used to come for the safety of those adulteration as well. Some of the parts in India, still we have this Octroi and the local taxes. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Business Studies in Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to one and all here. Now this is the last session of internal trade. Students, you need to watch this session only because the very important topic is all about in this session called as the role of Indian chambers. Now, Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry in promotion of internal trade. Now, what exactly the Chamber of Commerce does, we'll need to understand, and you will be surprised that all these things are done by the Government of India as well as the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry in the promotion of internal trade. Firstly, the Chambers of Commerce and Industry was formed as an association of business and industrial houses. So there is something called association. Now, when you go with this association, what happens is the industrial house to promote and protect. See, what is it? To promote and to protect their common interest and goal. Now, what exactly the common interest is? They want the business to grow. That is what their common interest is. Many such chambers were formed and are present in the country. Now, what exactly all these Chamber of Commerce and Industry they do is they just want people to go with more of buying and selling the wholesale product, the retail product, and they really want the market to have that liquidity. That is what the Chamber of Commerce and the Industry are looking forward. There are so many people who don't have enough capital. So what happens here is the Chamber of Commerce will do something called, they'll go with lenience and they'll help them, they'll give them the methodology how exactly they can actually start those business. And here what exactly they do is the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry has been playing a catalytic. Now, when I say the word catalytic, what happens is they are the one who will speed up the process of the wholesaling and the retailing and the business process, right? A role in the strengthening internal trade to make it an important part of overall economic activity. See, here what happens is the entire country will be benefited with the economic activity. That is what the Chamber of Commerce and Industry always, they help the internal trade. When you talk about the international trade where you go with import, export, interport, the same way here the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, what they do is they want the manufacturer, the wholesaler, the retailer to always have that strengthening power so that they can actually strengthen the economic activity. That is what the role of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry is all about. Now, intervention of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Now, what happens is whenever you go with it, they act like a catalyst. See, whenever you have any kind of a reaction, right? When they go with this catalytic behavior, I'll tell you what really happens here is they'll make the equation very smooth. The process also will fall very fast. That is what the Chamber of Commerce and Industry they go with. First one is transportation or interstate movement of goods. Now, if any kind of a thing, say here manufacturer is here, say wholesaler is here, and they are supposed to move the goods from one place to another, say the goods to be moved, or let's go with services. Now, what these people they do is they go with the transportation or interstate movement of goods are there, they'll make it very smooth. That is what the intervention of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry they does. Then is Octroi and other local levies. Now here what happens is they'll see to it that everything goes very smooth. Next is harmonization of sales tax. Now here harmonization of sales tax is structure and value added taxes. Now VAT is not there. Now we have GST. That is what the Chamber of Commerce used to do it. That is, they were making sure that the prices of the sales tax or the VAT, whatever used to happen, it was supposed to be minimized. Then marketing of agro products. See, this is what the reality which you people should know is the intervention of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry is they were particular about the farmers. They were the people who used to give more subsidy as well as more guidelines to the people, and they used to help the agro production by giving the marketing things and related issues. Any kind of issues, they were ready to solve it. Next is weights and measures and the prevention of duplication brands. Now see, I'm talking about the brands as well as they are the people who used to stop this adulteration also when they used to go with any of the say groceries are there. Say example, I'll tell you. We have mustard seeds, right? Now we have mustard. Now what used to happen is mustard is very costly, whereas the adulteration used to happen with ragi. Now mustard and ragi were mixed and then they used to be sold at the mustard price. The ragi was supposed to sold at the mustard price. Now here what happens is this Chamber of Commerce and Industry, they are the people who used to come for the safety of those adulteration as well. Plus, say example, you buy a Nike t-shirt or a Nike shoe. Now what exactly the price is, say 3,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees. Now the same swoosh, that is the Nike symbol is what? The swoosh is the Nike symbol. Now the same swoosh you will get, Nike printed you will get, but it's a duplicated brand. Now who will actually stop all those things? The Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Next, any kind of excise duty is there, they'll actually come, they'll help the people. Then promoting sound infrastructure. Now these are the things that is they'll help the people for any kind of infrastructure they need. Then labor legislation. Please understand the labor legislation. We have something called the Factories Act 1948. Factories Act 1948. Then we have something called the Wages Act. We have Labor Welfare Committee. Now all these things actually are what the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, they have actually done it in the course of history. The reason here is, say from 1948, they are very particular about labor legislation. How much should be the minimum wage? How much and what amount the employer need to give it to the employees. Now everywhere, see the wholesaler or the manufacturer or the retailer, now all the entire people, you have laborers. Now who will actually take care of them? The Chamber of Commerce and Industry. They are the one who will go with it. Now the first one is transportation or interstate movement of goods. The Chamber of Commerce and Industry help in many activities concerning interstate movement of goods, which includes registration of vehicles. So they'll actually help. Surface transport policies, constructions of highway and roads. So infrastructure and everything will be taken care by whom? The transportation or interstate movement. Who will actually take it? Chamber of Commerce. Now say example, we are supposed to go with Karnataka to Goa. Say example, I'm just giving Karnataka to Goa. Now the infrastructure, that is construction of highways and roads. Now because to improve the movement of the internal trade, what is that the Chamber of Commerce and Industry does is, they'll improvise the infrastructure of Karnataka road transport with the Goa road transport. And say it's not just the transport, I'll tell you, even they actually go and they'll recommend the railway minister also to go with more frequent movement of goods carriage trains from Karnataka to Goa. The reason is what? You also want a cheaper version from the road transport is what? The railway transportation, and that too you can go with bulk goods. So these are the things which the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, they'll actually take care. Now earlier, before say in the 20th century and when you compare the 21st century, the transportation from Karnataka to Goa, they used to actually take say 24 hours. But now this 24 hours is what? Now there are many perishable items. Now from Karnataka to Goa, it can, the minute it is going in between only it will perish. Now what happens is, if you go with the distance from Karnataka to Goa, say now because of infrastructure and the surface transport policies, constructions of highway and roads, what has happened is within 8 to 10 hours, the transportation reaches. So what it does, there is a difference, there is a huge difference. And now there is actually one more kind of a thing, if you understand this, from Karnataka to Goa, if you want to really go there, now the ministers and the Chamber of Commerce, they have guaranteed that within 6 to 7 hours, they can reach Karnataka to Goa. Now what happens? From 24 hours to 8 hours to 10. Now it is what? It will. That is what they are actually predicting, that the way they are going with it, they are going with more of tunnels. They are actually thinking about digging the tunnels so that the distance will be little more less. So 6 to 8 hours. Now even this is what? This is really good. No? That is what the transportation or the interstate movement of goods will happen. And next we have this Octroi and other local levies. Now here please understand the word Octroi. Now this was first levied in Italy, that is in the Roman time. And what exactly this Octroi is all about, I'll just tell you here. Octroi means few of the municipal community, they actually give this taxes to few of the product, few of the articles. Now here it is not there. Some of the parts in India, still we have this Octroi, and local taxes are the important source of revenue of the local government. These are collected on the goods and from people entering the states or the municipal limits. So Octroi and local taxes are also taken care by the Chamber of Commerce. Now here please understand, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry play an important role in the interacting with the government to harmonize the sales tax structure in different states. That means what? They'll actually tell the government also to go with less sales taxes. The sales taxes is an important part of the state revenue, but still what happens is, if more sales tax is actually given, the manufacturer and the wholesaler, the retailer, they'll actually have a problem. That's the reason. Here what happens is harmonization of sales tax structure and value added taxes. But let me tell you here students, because of GST has come, we don't have VAT anymore, right? So please understand this. Next is marketing of agro products and related issues. Now the Association of Agriculturists and other federations play an important role in the marketing of agro products. Streamingly of local subsidies and marketing policy of organizations selling agro products are some of the areas where the Chambers of Commerce and Industry can intervene and interact with concerned agencies like farming cooperatives. Now here you need to understand that we have something called producer cooperative society, producers, right? Then marketing, then we have the producers cooperative society, marketing cooperative society. So here the intervention can happen and they can actually help the farmers to go with the production as well as marketing the agro products. So that is what they can actually go with. Next is weights and measures and prevention of duplication bans. Now law relating to weights and measures the protections of brands are necessary to protect the interests of the consumers as well as the traders. They need to be enforced strictly. So Chamber of Commerce, what they do is they always keep on checking, and if anywhere you see any duplicates, right, that is what actually the Chamber of Commerce and the industry, they'll come and they'll seize those things. So that is also the power is given to the Chamber of Commerce and Industry by the Government of India, because here you need to know that somebody should be there who should actually be a catalyst. When I say catalyst, I'll tell you, for commerce and industry, the best catalyst and the people who are there, they are the Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Now, next one is excise duty. Central excise is the chief source of the government revenue levied across state by the central government. The excise policy plays an important role in pricing mechanism, and hence the association needs to interact with the government to ensure streamlining of excise duty. Now, this authority will also go with what? They'll go and they'll ensure that there should be a proper streamlining of excise duty. And last one is promoting sound infrastructure. Please understand, a sound infrastructure like road, port, electricity, railways, etc. plays a catalyst role in promoting trade. Now, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in collaboration with the government, needs to take up heavy investment projects. So, next one, if you understand labor legislation, a simple and flexible labor legislation is helpful in running industries, maximizing production and generation employment. Now, here what happens is, the more and more trade is happening. So when the more and more trade happens is, people are involved. When people are involved, that means what? People who are unemployed will get employment. So here, if you understand this, the Chamber of Commerce, what is that they are doing? They want the economy to boom. That is, first one is what? They're thinking about the economy. Then the secondly, they're concerned about employment. Third is, they really want to actually go with a proper labor legislation. That is, they want fair wages. Fourth one is quality and good quantity. It should actually reach the customer, is what they actually want. The Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the government are constantly interacting on issues like labor laws and retrenchment, etc. Now, here you need to know that the Chamber of Commerce is always for the people, right? They just want everything to go with a fair practice, and that is what it is. That is the fair practice. Fair practice is what they really aim for. And if you understand the Indian Chamber law, I'll tell you what here it is, students. The Indian Chamber and that Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, they only go with fair trade practice. They want to promote internal trade. They want to actually be a catalyst to the manufacturer, to the wholesaler, to the retailer, as well as to the customers and the consumer. And whatever and whenever they feel that there is some unfair trade practices happening, they'll intervene, and when they do it, they actually make a lot of difference. So these are the things which the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, they do it. If you have understood it, it's really good. If not, please watch the video again, try to understand it better. Thank you so much. I'll take a leave right now. Next session will come with a new chapter, that is international business, a very important chapter indeed. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.